What's going on, everybody? So we got Donald Trump doing his rounds in the Gulf Arab states, right? So he went to Saudi Arabia, and then he's going to Qatar, the UAE, and they're signing a lot of different investment deals, strategic military defense deals. You know, there's an investment forum. You had Elon Musk there. You had the guy from BlackRock. You had all types of rich and influential people. And so while Trump's, making all these deals and, negotiating with the Saudis and all that, everybody's hyper focused on this luxury jet that is supposed to be a gift that Trump received from Qatar, which it replaces Air Force One jet. And people are outraged over this thing. They're saying, oh, well, Qatar funds terrorists and this and that. And then you have people like Ben the scammer Shapiro. He's making it seem like Trump's undermining, or he's working directly with the Muslim Brotherhood. People are genuinely annoyed by this, right? So let's get into what Ben Shapiro had to say really quick, just because I know he's a huge clown, but we're gonna go ahead and play his little reaction here.
The Trump administration is now preparing to accept a super luxury Boeing 747-8 jumbo jet from the royal family of Qatar. It is a $400 million gift available for use by President Trump as new Air Force One until shortly before he leaves office, at which time, according to the deal, the plane doesn't stay with the United States government. It then moves to the Trump Presidential Library Foundation, taking sacks of goodies from people who support Hamas, the Muslim Brotherhood, Al Jazeera, all the rest. That's not America first. Like, please define America first in a way that says you should take sacks of cash from the Qatari royals who are behind Al Jazeera. It just isn't America first in any conceivable way. So, back to the original question. Is this good for President Trump? Is it good for his agenda? Is it good for draining the swamp and getting things done? The answer is no, It isn't. It isn't. If you want President Trump to succeed, this kind of skeezy stuff needs to stop.
All right, shut up. So, the reality of it is, guys, whether Shapiro likes it or not, Qatar has a huge CIA presence. They have the largest U.S. military base, U.S. air base in the entire region in Qatar, right? They share intelligence with the CIA, Mossad. I mean, it's practically like I guess like a colony for America now, okay? Let's just be honest. Now, they do host different people from different organizations, apparently, right? But genuinely, we can't verify that. We don't know that whether Hamas is really there. We don't know if the Muslim Brotherhood operates out of there. I mean, it's all like, to be honest, it's just all talk, and a lot of times they do host these people simply for negotiations, right? Because they're essentially a neutral country. They're not, supporting one. They're not really supporting anybody that's like on either side. So, but I mean, I'm not gonna say that there aren't some shady individuals that might be associated with Qatar and the royal family, but him accepting like a luxury jet from Qatar means that he's essentially accepting it like, it's like essentially coming from America. Like, it's the same, the CIA, and they have U.S. bases. They have 3,000 troops there stationed. I mean, unless they want to make the claim that, oh, maybe the CIA, Al-Qaeda, and the Muslim Brotherhood all work together, wink, wink. Or we kind of already know that. But let's get into what Bill O'Reilly. So Bill O'Reilly shuts this whole thing down because, and look what happens when he stuns the newscasters. Is
worst of the worst.
Stunned.
I'm guessing, Bill, you're going to tell me that the plane just doesn't matter.
I got to find out what the deal is. I'm very curious to know what the conservatives are talking about when they say that the government of Qatar is funding the jihadists in the present tense. I'd like to see the data behind that. Do you know what the data is there, Leland?
Yes. They still harbor Hamas.
Go.
They still harbor Hamas. They're
how?
protectors of the Muslim Brotherhood because Hamas guys are living there.
Where?
They're living there?
Yes.
Hamas guys?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Where are they living? Do you know?
What, you want their address, Bill? Come on.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that. Look, we have a huge CIA station in Qatar. We have troops on the ground in Qatar, and you're telling me Hamas big shots live next door? Is that what you're telling me?
Bill, we'll just listen to your bite in 2017. Take a listen.
The nation of Qatar.
All right, man. So essentially, like, he didn't know how to answer any of those questions, right? Because that's the whole propaganda they're trying to make it seem like, oh, well, everybody in Qatar is funding terrorism and this and that, and surprisingly, we still have a huge CIA presence. We have a U.S. air base there. We have billions of dollars in investments there. So, I don't understand how the U.S. would be involved, or in a country that's fully funding these terrorists or hosting these terrorist organizations. But we know what they're used for. They're used for negotiation. They're used for where everyone can kind of get together and hash things out. Like Putin and Ukraine went to Saudi Arabia to hopefully come up with a ceasefire situation with what's going on there. So they host everybody, right? And that's just the reality of it. But it's Qatar and these places. Essentially, these are like American colonies. The amount of money that is exchanged, the amount of trade and oil and shit that's exchanged between the U.S. and that country is like. So for them to do that is, it's just false propaganda.